Hi, it's me, Issa. Whew, I tell you, I'm not going to be long today. I just wanted to reach out and let you all know that I had a family member who uh, is just say a family member. And she experienced a loss. Okay. Well, we all did because we're a family. And she's experiencing, or she experienced in a personal and private space where someone tried to upsize her grief, their grief over hers. And she confided in me today that she felt insulted by it. So just to get behind the motivation of, I said, what was insulting? The words or the energy behind what the person was saying? Because you can take some of the most elaborate, beautiful words, but the energy behind it could just make it like, oh my goodness, just horrible, right? And she was like, oh no, my family member, said no, she knew what she was doing. She was trying to upsize her grief over mine. I said, okay. And to make sure we're clear when I say upsize, to set the scene somewhat, because everything is is being told to me. So this is how I interpret it. That both of them experienced a loss of a child, of an adult child, and the that each child transition was different. One was through some people would consider violence, and the other one, I think it may have been an illness. She didn't specifically say. And they were exchanged words of no, because your child was a victim of some form of violence or, crime, and my child was not. So therefore, my grief is better than yours. That's how they felt. And so once I finally got my family member to say that, because she kept tiptoeing around, I was like, look, this is how you felt, and I understand that. And she felt offended. And I told her, now if it was abusive and you felt like she was insulting you, then you should have just stopped the conversation and told her. Like, okay, I don't like, for example, I gave her a few examples. Obviously she doesn't watch my YouTube channels, and you know who you are because I covered this in a previous video multiple times, but mainly in my video on, I think I called it grief etiquette. It's a couple of years old, if not 3. But anyway, I shared with her just a few things when you encounter situations like that. Because I shared with you all in that particular video I made a few years ago how someone approached in a group setting and they were grieving the loss of a marriage. And she was basically like, at least you get a casserole dish and people feel sorry for you. People, for me, they trying to blame and make you feel like you weren't enough, you know. So I know what that feels like. And yes, it can be insulting and hurtful because I know I felt attacked. So what, excuse me, once I identified with my family member today, just to let them know, I understand what you're saying. Because a lot of times people think, oh, because you're a widow, everything that I talk about is about widowhood. Yes, a lot of what I talk about is that because that's who I am. But I talk a lot about joy, being intentional on your healing. Whatever modality that you use, but you be intentional on your healthy healing. Heal your heart. Because that's something that we all share. Our heart is broken. Plain and simple. Whatever the loss is, the loss of a spouse, child, pet, lifestyle, marriage, it doesn't matter. Well, our heart is broken. So back to today, the conversation. Because at the end of the day, the goal between my family member and I really was for me to let them know, one, you should be watching my videos to support a family member. But also, two, to let them know to set healthy boundaries. Whenever you feel like you're being attacked, say calmly, let's save this for another day, and walk away and be okay with it and unapologetic about it. Okay? Because I've seen where conversations and conflicts like this can escalate. All right? And you don't want that. You don't. Because it just really just slows down or even stales for pauses your healing. All right. Thirdly, is what I share with her is this: put yourself in their shoes. And if they're new to your journey, and they both were, I think they had lost their the incidents of death happened around the same time, 2 to 3 years ago. And what you want to do is find that common place. Like I said, we're both, our hearts are broken. However it happened, your heart is broken, my heart is broken. So I'm not going to continue in saying my heartache is better than yours. But what I am going to do, which I know to be true, is that if I help someone heal their heart, I'm helping my heart heal. All right. So that's another good way of dealing with someone who's trying to upsize their grief over yours. All right. I mean, it's easy for me to say have empathy and all that good stuff. But when you both are grieving and you're early in your grief journey, that means nothing. That does not a lot of times exist. So I'm giving you some real life tools that I use And some I missed the mark on that I could have used. But guess what? Later on, I would say I could have handled that better. And if I ever had the opportunity to go back or revisit or see this person again, I'll do my best to address it. If it even is anything there to address. And a lot of times, because these circles are really very small if you're really active in it. So you're going to see each other again. And by the time a lot of them I saw them again, we were all, healing and had gotten, more healthier in our journey. It didn't even matter. It was just really so nice to see each other in a healthier and whole space. So there was nothing to try to fix or undo or apologize for. So I didn't want to be long, but that's just something to do. When people try to upsize their grief up against yours, you have options. But the number one thing is, I would suggest that you remember, find that common ground. And that common ground is both of your hearts are broken. And you're looking for healing. You're looking for understanding. And you're mad as hell. You're angry. I'm just going to keep it honest. But at the same time, you don't want to hurt anyone. Intentionally, subconsciously. Because there are going to be consequences for that. All right? So if your grief have you so angry, or it's so heavy that you cannot, in a healthy way, verbally or physically express it, then you need to call someone. Remember that. Call 911. Okay? Call a trusted family member or friend. There's now, I just recently found a national number here in the United States, 988. The number 9, the number 88. I haven't used it yet. I've just seen it at a couple of mental health conventions I've gone to. So please do not go through this alone. All right? You don't have to. And you don't have to project your anger to someone else, creating negative energy. All right? Because we all reap what we sow beyond whatever it is you believe. You got to come back. So in this journey of healing, because that's where we're going to stay at, healing from grief, from loss of any kind, be intentional on your healing. All right? Know that common ground is you're heartbroken. And you're looking to heal your heart. And I can remember, just a side note, I was so heartbroken till I was just trying to hold everything together in my mind. Trying to make sure, is this even real? Okay? So, understand these emotions. Call a family member. Call a trusted friend and say, I need help through this. Do you follow me? And if you can't do that. Reach out to your local emergency services. Get the help that you need. All right? You deserve it. Those that love you deserve a healthier you. You deserve to be healthy. And healthiness is mental, emotional, spiritual, healing, wholeness. Okay? So, no upsizing, okay? Stay away from it. And remember, set some healthy boundaries if you can. And don't accept any type of abuse from anyone or abuse yourself or anyone else. All right? I love you all. You got this. I'm telling you. It may not feel like it now wherever you are on your grief journey. But I promise you, you're going to get through it. You keep your heart centered. And you get up every day and say, every day in every way, I am healthier. I am healed. I am whole. I am loved. Okay? Because you are. So you know how they, I'm showing my age, but you fake it till you make it. Nowadays, they don't use it. They don't use the word fake it. They say, I'm manifesting it. And I love it. I love this new generation. These 30-year-olds now, even the 20-year-olds, they way different than when I was 20, 30, and 40. Some of the 40-year-olds still kind of think like me, But, they was like, I'm manifesting this. I was like, there you go. That's what the Bible said. Come boldly to the throne of God. I was like, look at this generation. I'm loving them, So be good to yourself. Because when you're good to yourself, you're good to everybody around you. All right. I love you guys. You're going to get through it. But guess what? Time is going to keep going. And you're going to be able to look back on it and celebrate every success. You understand? All right. Love you guys. Bye. No upsizing.